Hi guys, this is Jyotsna and welcome to my channel. So today we'll be studying Italian. We'll be studying I numeri in Italiano. We'll also be studying I numeri ordinali, which is the ordinal numbers. And apart from that, we'll also see le preposizioni, which is the prepositions in Italian. So we'll be covering these three topics, and so if you have any doubts or if you have any queries, you can leave it in the comment section below. And I'll be starting with the numbers. As you can see, we have already done numbers before, so I'll be quickly doing a ripasso, as we say in Italian. I'll be quickly doing a review. So as you can see here on my screen, I numeri. So I numeri from 30 to 2000. So I numeri dal 30 al 2000. Okay. So the reference, as you can see, is from the book Progetto Italiano 1. So the reference that I have taken is from the book Progetto Italiano 1. So as you can see here, 30. 30 is 30. 30. Similarly, as you can see here, 31. 31 is 31. 31. 31. 32. 32. 33. 33, and so on. E così via. Now moving on to next, 40. 40 is 40. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, etc. So 40 is 40. 50, as you can see here, is 50. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, etc. Moving on, you can see 60. 60 is 60. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, etc. So it goes like this. 73, as you can see, is 73. So what do you think is 70? 70 is 70. Right? 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, etc. Now moving on to 80. What is 80? 80 is 80. 80, 81, 82, 83, etc. And 88 is 88. So this 80 becomes 88 because it is 80 plus 8. 88. 88. Then 89 and 90, as you can see here, is 90. 90. 100 is 100. 100 is 100. 200 is 200. 300 is 300. 400 is 400. 500 is 500. 600 is 600, etc. Okay. Now, if you have to say 350, 350 is 300 is 300. And what is 50? 50. So 350. So 420. Now what is 400? 400. What is 420? 420. What is 500? 500. What is 600? 600. So what is 617? 617. What is 700? Settecento. Settecento3. 703. 800. Ottocento. 811. Ottocento11. Remember the numbers 1 to 20. So 811. 900 is novecento. 990 is novecentonovanta. 1000 is mille. Then 2000 is duemila, tremila, quattromila. It goes like this. Okay, so these are the numbers I numeri dal 30 al 2000. So you can memorize it, you can practice it, you can write it down, you can pen it down in a notebook, and it's good if it is in your memory. It's really helpful if you know the numbers. Okay, so now I'll be moving on to the next important aspect, which is I numeri ordinali. Now what are these ordinal numbers? Ordinal numbers, like we say in English, we say first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So similarly in Italian we say like this. So first in Italian is primo, second is secondo, third is terzo, fourth is quarto, fifth is quinto. Now this is something which, I mean, there is nothing much to understand in this. You just have to basically memorize it. So there is nothing much to understand. Just focus on how these are pronounced, and you can just write them down. You have to practice them well, and that is the most important thing. Okay, so I'll be just quickly reading this. You can write them down, you can practice them well, and if you still have any doubts, you can put it in the comment section below. Okay, now first is primo, second is secondo, third is terzo, fourth is quarto, fifth is quinto, sixth is sesto, seventh is settimo, eighth is ottavo, ninth is nonno, and 10th is decimo. So these are the ordinal numbers from 1 to 10. But do you remember the numbers from 1 to 10? What were the numbers from 1 to 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So those were the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which I have done in my previous videos as well. So now we'll be seeing the ordinal numbers from 11 to 20. So what is 11th? 11 we know is 11. 11th is undicesimo. 12 we know is 12. 12th we know is dodicesimo. 13th we know is 13. 13th we know is tredicesimo. 14. 14, remember? So 14th is quattordicesimo. 15 is quindici, but 15th is quindicesimo. 16 is sedici. 16th is sedicesimo. 17th is diciassettesimo. 18th is diciottesimo. 18 is diciotto, 18th is diciottesimo, 19th is diciannovesimo, 19 is diciannove, and 20 is venti as we know, but 20th is ventesimo. Okay, so these are the ordinal numbers. This is something which you can memorize. This is also something which is useful. Okay, so this is a brief overview of the numbers and the ordinal numbers. So now we'll be doing preposizioni. Now preposizioni are also very important in Italian, and these are not, I mean, today we'll be doing some very basic prepositions. We'll be seeing with which verbs they are used, before which nouns these are used, how are they placed in the sentences. We'll try to have a brief overview of the preposizioni. So as you can see here, what is this vado? Vado, if you look at my previous videos, I have explained the verb andare. So andare means to go, right? Andare means to go. So vado is io vado, I go, right? So io vado. So the thing to notice here is that the verb andare is followed by some prepositions. Now what are those prepositions? In you can say is equivalent to English in. Vado in. Vado a. A means to. to English, in English. So vado a. Vado al. So what is this al? We'll be doing this in our subsequent videos. This al is a plus il. So this again means to the. Vado da is again means to, but if you are saying, if you are going to somebody's house, in that case you use da. But da also means from. Okay, so we'll quickly try to understand how these prepositions are placed in a sentence. So we are just taking the example of the verb andare, and in that we are taking io vado, I go. Vado in Italia. Let's see the first one. Vado in Italia, Grecia, Inghilterra, Spagna. So what is it that you are noticing here? That these are all names of the countries. Italia is the name of a country, Grecia, Greece, Inghilterra, UK, Spagna, Spain. These are all countries. So before the countries we are using the preposition in. So if I say I'm going to India, I'll say vado in India. Okay, so before the countries we are using the preposition in. Now if you are going to office, vado in centro, vado in ufficio is office, vado in biblioteca is a library, vado in montagna is mountains, vado in banca is a bank, vado in città is a city, vado in discoteca is a discotheque. So if you are going to places like bank, or if you are going to mountains, if you are going to a library, again you are using the preposition in. Okay, so quickly, I'm just giving you a brief overview. So before countries we are using the preposition in, and before going to places like a library, a bank or a discotheque, we are using the preposition in. Also before means of transport. So before means of transport also we will use the preposition in. For instance, vado in macchina, I go in car. Vado in treno, I go in train. Vado in autobus, I go in bus. Okay, so these are the prepositions that we use before I mezzi di trasporto. Okay, so before means of transport we are using these prepositions. Vado in macchina, vado in treno, vado in autobus, etc. Okay, so before the mezzi di trasporto we are using these prepositions. Now moving on to the next preposition, which is the preposition a. A, as I said, is to. So vado a Roma. Roma is Rome. Vado a Parigi, I go to Paris. Vado a Los Angeles, I go to Los Angeles. Vado a Sydney, I go to Sydney. So what are these? These are all cities. These are all città, as we say in Italian. So before these cities we are using the preposition a. Vado a Roma, vado a Parigi, vado a Londra, vado a Atene, etc. So before the cities we are using the preposition a. Now before certain nouns also we are using this preposition a. A means to. So vado a casa, I go to house. Vado a letto, I go to the bed. Vado a teatro, I go to theatre. Vado a cena, I go to dinner. Vado a piedi, I go on foot, etc. So andare a, vado a. So as I said that the verb andare is followed by preposition a, which is to. So a is used before the cities, and a is also used before verbs, infinitive form of the verbs. For example, if I say I am going to study, so I'll say vado a studiare. Or if I say I am going to shopping, I'll say vado a fare spese. If I say I am going to dance, vado a ballare. So before the infinitive form of the verb, for example studiare, fare spese, ballare, lavorare. So before the infinitive form of the verb we are using the preposition a, which means to. Okay, now moving on to the next, which is cinema. Al, the preposition al. Al is a plus il. So you remember the definite articles that we did. So il is a definite article, which means the. Now a plus il becomes al, and we'll be doing this in detail in subsequent classes. So it doesn't matter that you understand the full thing, but just try to understand what the preposition al. Al means to the. So if I'm going to a restaurant, I'm going to a bar, I'm going for movies, I'm going to the sea. So in that case I'll use the preposition al. Vado al cinema, vado al mare. I go to the beach. Not beach but sea. Vado al bar. I go to the bar. Vado al ristorante. I go to the restaurant, etc. So this is the preposition andare. This is the preposition al, which is to the, and it is followed by the verb andare. Okay. Now what is this preposition da? Da is when you go to somebody's house. So if I say vado da Antonio, so it means I'm going to Antonio's house. Vado da Antonio. Or if I say vado da museo, it means I'm going to my uncle's house. Okay. Or if I say vado da un amico, it means I'm going to a friend's house. So here it means if you are going to someone's house. Okay. So vado da Giuseppe, I'm going to Giuseppe's house. Vado da Paolo, I'm going to Paolo's house. So if you are using a name and you are using the preposition da, so it basically means that you are going to someone's house. Okay. But da also means from, but that we'll be seeing later. Okay. So this is the preposition in, a, al and da. So in we are using before countries, in we are using before means of transport, a we are using before cities, a we are also using before the infinitive form of the verbs. Then al we are using before the restaurants, before the movies, bars. Da we are using if we are going to someone's house. So this is a very basic way of understanding these prepositions. However, when you will practice the language more, you'll understand how diversified these prepositions are and how these are used in different contexts. But this is just a basic overview. So in is in, a is to, al is to the, da is to somebody's house, or it also means from. Now moving on to the next one, which is vengo. Vengo, what is this vengo? Vengo is from the verb venire, which I have already covered in the video, the verb andare and venire. So venire means to come. Okay, andare means to go, venire means to come. Now io vengo, I come. Okay, so vengo in Italia, it's like I come to Italy. Vengo in Germania, I come to Germany. So again, before the countries we are using in. Or vengo in aereo, treno, I come in a plane or train. So again, before mezzi di trasporto, which is the means of transport, we are using the preposition in. Okay, so before the countries, before the means of transport, we are using the preposition in. Vengo a Pisa, I come to Pisa. So Pisa is a monument, or it's a yes, it's a monument. So vengo a piedi, I come by foot. Vengo a casa, I come to the house. So again here it means to. Okay, so again the verb venire is followed by preposition in and preposition a. Vengo da Siena. So again, I'm coming to Siena, I'm coming to Napoli, I'm coming to your house. Vengo da Nicola, or I'm coming from Nicola's house, etc. So if you are coming from a place, you use the preposition da. Vengo da Siena, vengo da Napoli, vengo da Nicola. So if you are coming from a place, you use the preposition da. Next, parto. Now what is this parto? Parto comes from the verb partire. Now partire means to leave from, it also means to start with. Now if I say parto da Torino, so what it means is that I am leaving from Torino. Parto da Torino, parto da Perugia, parto da Atene. So I am leaving from Torino, I am leaving from Perugia. These are all cities. So if you are saying that you are leaving from a place, you are using the preposition da. Parto per Ancona, parto per Barcellona, etc. So if you are going to a place, if you are starting to go to a place, in that case also you use the preposition per. Parto per Ancona, parto per Barcellona, parto per l'Italia. I'm going to, I'm leaving to l'Italia, Italy, la Francia, France, gli Stati Uniti, America, etc. So parto per, it's like I'm beginning to go to this place. Okay. So before countries we are using per in the case of partire. Parto in aereo, parto in macchina. So before mezzi di trasporto, before means of transport, also we are using the preposition partire. Okay. So parto in Novembre. So I am starting in November. Okay. So parto in aereo, macchina, treno, autobus. So before mezzi di trasporto also we are using the preposition in. So this was a very basic overview of the numbers, which is numeri, ordinali, the ordinal numbers, and the prepositions. So I hope this video helps in your comprehension and in your learning of the language Italian. And in case you have any doubts, queries or concerns, you can just put it in the comment section. And that's all for today. So thanks for watching, and bye bye. Thank you.